I'm Sabri. Sabri Muhammad Salim. I'm from Ministry of Fishery. Actually, I would like to talk about the fishery in Yemen. Okay, next. This is the title of the project. Offer utilizing of fishery resource is mitigated in Hadramaut Governorate. So next. The Republic of Yemen is the 75th poorest country in the world as per 2003, and Yemen has a coastline of 2,350 kilometers, possess many islands, and also in the Red Sea, in the Gulf of Aden, in the Arabian Sea. Also, Yemen declared that 12 nautical miles the territorial waters, plus 200 nautical miles is the exclusive economic zone. The southern coastal coast fishing is the main occupation of around 70,000 fishermen, up to 70,000 traditional fishermen. These 70,000 and 60,000 support around 400,000 members of their families. The traditional fishermen control about 40,000 different types of fishing boats and produce annual catch of around 228,000 metric tons, about 80% of the fish production. Around 65% in the Gulf of Aden and 35% in the Red Sea. Okay, next slide, please. So in 1998 there were 23 fishing companies, the industrial sector working in Yemen. Currently, no more, right? So the coastal waters of Yemen are also characterized by their high level of primary and secondary production, making them an important feeding and nursery ground for marine species, where more than 600 commercial species of fishing and marine organisms have recently been recorded. Next, please. The main characteristic of small-scale fisheries are the following: low level of income and investment, small amount of capital and energy. This is the main problems. Strong dependency on the service provided by a number of external people, trader, transporter, retailer, carpenters, machine, ownership or rental of relatively small fishing open deck vessel, less than 20 meters long, with outboard less often onboard engine. Strong dependency on the seasonality because of the climate monsoon. We are suffering from the southwest monsoon, which is mostly from June to September every year. So the fishermen don't go to deep sea. Relatively modest level of production, use of simple and unsophisticated technology and equipment, such as no processing equipment on board. Also, except of salting, drying, and less often icing fishing. Next, please. The issues and problems that need to be solved, including the following: strengthening the infrastructure in the fishery sector by rehabilitating the fisheries authorities by training and qualifying workers in the sector, or we are suffering from this unqualified people working in the fishing sector. So it will be helpful if we get assistant in the qualifying these people. Also, re-establishing the infrastructure of fish landing center in the line with the international health requirement. Attention to scientific and research bodies in fishery in order to provide the sector with scientific purpose and recommendation. The development of traditional fishing method, facilitating operational costs for traditional fishermen so that they can continue their work. Restructuring the wages of workers in the fishery sector by the government in order to overcome the current difficulties condition in the country. So the fishermen currently suffering from getting the fuel. The fuel is high price, and also the production is less, so they cannot get the need. So it is necessary also to find governmental or external supplies to conduct a study to estimate the fish stock in the country for the importance of this work on the state of fisheries. Okay, next, please.
Sabri-san, are you okay? Please continue your presentation.
Yeah, okay. This is the map for Hadramaut Governorate. This is where we can conduct the study. So it's around 350 kilometers. So we need to have a study and to study this so that we know that what kind of fish is here and how much is the quantity of also in this area there's around 20,000 fishermen. So actually the fishing is not organized and not like illegal fishing, IUU fishing procedure, because because it is because it is we don't know actually what species marine life is there. So we need to do the study so we know what kind of fish is there and what time we have to fish, what time we don't have to fish, so we can organize this thing based on what we have. Next, please. This is the target group which the study will involve. So population for which positive change are intended directly and indirectly by implementing the project, which mainly include group of fishers and fish association and local population gathering in coastal area, as well as companies and factories operating in the fish sector, in addition to improving the living and social standard of the community in Hadramaut Governorate in particular. So the study will target these people. This picture is showing the quay for this traditional fishing boat. So they allowed their fishing here, their cargo in this small market. So and they distribute to the other governorate and other places in the country. Next, please. So the same place is the defined landing center fishing in Hadramaut Governorate. They call it Gusayar zone. So this man is the guy who record how much fish they got. So it's like, you know, it's a little bit messy. So if there's a proper management, it will be better. Next, please. This is also another landing center. This is in Mukalla city. For bigger fisher, it's a big fishing boat. They call it fiberglass. Big one is bigger than the previous slide. So these people mostly coming from the fishing in Yemen coastline, and they come here after like 1 week, 2 weeks, and they distribute in this market. Next.
Hello, Sabri, Mr. Sabri?
Yes, yes. This is the the place where this is the company fishing preparation. So they prepare the fish and they cut and they make it, they bake it in this factory. Next, please. The overall goal of this study the overall goal is the future expected effect by the completion of the project, preserving small-scale fisheries from over exploitation, ensuring that we manage the fishery resource in a positive and economic manner. This is the main point we are targeting. We want to exploit and ensure that we manage the fishery resource in a positive and economic manner, and by continuing to work with the same strategy, so that we will preserve the marine living. We will reach to benefit from the blue economy. Output offer utilization of fishery resources mitigated. Output one is data to understand the current status of fishery stock becoming available. Output two, the awareness of fishers on the sustainable utilization of fishery resource enhanced. Output three, enforcement of resource management from the government is strengthening. Next, please, activities for output one. First, we develop a strategic plan from the Ministry of Fisheries to activate the management of fishing resource. Number two, preparing program to record accurate fishing statistic, because now we don't have a proper statistic of the fishing quantity. That program will include, for example, start recording fish quantity, also conduct a biological measurement for catch sample, also submitting biological data and measurement to the planning and statistics department in the Ministry of Fisheries. Also submit data to the planning and statistic department. Also training and qualifying of employees working in the fisheries sector. This is, we suffer from this, so that they will training by trainers, specialists of university within the planning and statistic department in the ministry, by giving them training and qualification courses in entering and analyzing statistical data and method of evaluating fish stock. Also establishing of guidance department in landing center. The employees of the department will be worker specialists in the fish guidance. They will guide local fisheries who bring their fish to landing center by giving them the correct information to preserve their product from fish and other marine life. They will also prevent them from using gears that harm the fish stock and the marine environment. Activities for output 2, issuance of license for fisher in catch field, strengthen the role of fisheries research bodies to provide scientific advice regarding the management of fish resource. The role of fisheries research bodies and centers were developing practical proposal based on the scientific foundation through studies and research. They carry out on fisheries and making regulation on scientific ground for managing fish resource and preserving the marine environment. Also through this strengthening of fishery resource center, it will help stakeholder, other fishermen, fisheries communities, owners of the fishing companies and factories, and residents directly or indirectly related to benefit from the application of this proposal and recommendation issued by fisheries research bodies and centers. Next, please. Spreading awareness of dangers of excessive use of harmful fishing method. For example, develop awareness material which is easy for local stakeholders to understand the danger of excessive use of harmful fishing method. Develop awareness material which is easy for local stakeholders to understand the importance of good fish handling to prevent the quality of fish. Identifying means of diffusion, transmission, television, radio, newspaper, posters, conduct diffusion, transmission, ask from local stakeholders for the feedback. Based on their feedback, improve the awareness material. Also restoring trust between fishers and Fishers Association and the Ministry of Fish, for example, hold a consultation meeting among fishers and Fisher Association and the Ministry of Fishes. Hold election for new Fishers Union and Fishers Association. Train the elected representative on new Fishers Union and the Fisheries Association for the transparent coordination with the external partners. Activities for output 3, issuance of laws and regulation for fish resource, regulating small fisheries and defining fishing area and prohibited area. For example, control of the small fisheries and conduct field survey on small fish, determine the breeding seasons, strengthening the rule of marine control to control violations, control the traditional fishing method using by fishers, knowing the fishing effort in proportion with the stock of these fisheries represented in the number of boats used, the number of fishers in each fishing boat, and the number of means used in each boat. Preparing an integrated program for studying fish stock in small fisheries. Next, please. Inputs. The important input which must be produced and prepared for the implementation of project activities are listed below. Equipment, scientific boat for survey stock, estimate fishing, material for reconstructing some of landing center, 5 small boat fiberglass for control marine, 200 boats with the engine for fishers, 5 cars for supervisor on implementing the project. Personnel, we need 1 leader project, 5 supervisor, 20 field officer, Minister of Fish officer to spend about 50% of their time in implementing and running of the project. Operational cost of this program approximately 500,000 USD. with any changes in the project. Next, please. Implementing schedule. The implementation schedule, it's from June 2020, 2022, also up to January 2024. Implementing agency, the organization in charge of proposal project, the Ministry of Fish, organization, agency supporting and collaborating with the project, Japan International Cooperative Agencies, JICA, the regional organization for the conservation of the environment of the Red Sea and Gulf of Aden, Bersija. Okay, thanks. Arigato gozaimasu.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Sabri from Yemen for their presentation. I have to add that they had great difficulties for participating in this training, but due to the bad internet connections, but somehow they completed. So congratulations for them. So now it's a time for question, comments, and discussions. Yeah. Okay. I would like to ask the commentators if they have any comment or questions.
Well, yes. Can I talk?
Tojo Sensei, yes, please.
Yes, thank you very much, Sabri-san. It was great. And thank you very much for the patience in such a connection. And I enjoyed because Yemen is something I never seen, I never been yet. So unfortunately, the detail I could not pick up the information within the short time. I'm sorry, but as just a small advice, maybe for your operation with this plan, maybe you want to more like specify and shorten that each activities to make it clear for that on-site activity. So thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much,
Okay.
Professor Tojo.
You are welcome. Thank you. Thank you for your feedback. Actually, we are welcoming you to visit Yemen also. Yeah, maybe.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah, we wish to meet you one day in Yemen.
Thank you very much. For that, you should make your effort to make it much clearer. And you did a great job. I bet. I mean, I really like your effort. But on the other hand, instead of just putting so much information at once on action, you need to consider that the people who are gonna work with this operation. So that's why each operation should be specific and then shortened. Then you can add the extra information as like additional information, like in the bracket or something, as an example and so on. Anyway, make it concise more. That's my comment.
Yeah, sure. We'll make it. Maybe we can work closely with you and we make it more specific.
Yeah,
actually,
thank you.
We make this study in. Actually, we make.
Thank you very much, Tojo Sensei. And how about other commentators? Please, if you have any questions and comments, please share it with us.
Excuse me, may I? My name is Ishikawa speaking.
Hi, お願いします。
Thank you very much, very comprehensive your presentation and the situation of your fishery, your countries. So I'm very interested in your presentation. You already started as the basic information collection regarding the target species and using the fishing gears. That kind of the basic information is quite important to how to make some of our countermeasures on or some of the new planning. And I strongly suggest support your this kind of the biological surveys. And also, I find some of the points to improve your fisheries in your countries. Now, one is the infrastructure package. So in the icing fisheries and also improvement of the landing sites, it's one trigger to make some of the good statistical data collection site. Please consider about how to increase the additional value of their product using the icing or using improve the channel of the market, and also some of the feedback system of the market and the consumers' attitude to the fishes. This kind of information sharing itself is very useful to increase your value and income of fishermen. Please think this point to how to create the additional value for your fisheries product based on the information sharing and also the improvement in your infrastructures. That should be the point, I think. These are my comments. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Ishikawa, for the improvement of infrastructure. Yes, I believe that when I saw the photo like this, obviously they need some kind of infrastructural development. Thank you. How about the other commentators? Do you have any comments?
はい、西山さん、This is 宇田川。
はい、じゃあお願いします。
はい。Sabri-san, thank you very much for your very nice presentation and photos. I enjoyed it, and I appreciate your hard work. And I have some question about fishermen in Yemen. Those small-scale fishermen, are they aware of the declining of resources in the coastal area? And are they willing to change their attitude for fishing? I mean, say to observe fisheries regulation, or are they willing to protect the no-take zone, or those kind of attitude of fishermen? I would like to know in Yemen. And at the same time, my suggestion is you need lots of information to understand the resources situation in Yemen. I think collaborative information gathering with local small-scale fishermen is very important because they know the resource situation by themselves. And those information from fishermen is very important to develop a management plan. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Udagawa, for the comment.
Actually, I didn't hear the last guy, but Dr. Satoshi, I want to reply to him and his feedback.
Yes, you can go ahead.
Actually, the problem we are facing is that no management plan, and also we don't have hard and fast rules for limiting the use of fishing gears. So sometimes the fishermen use illegal fishing gears. So there is no fast and hard rule to control him. That's one of the most problem we are facing.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much. Additional information. This is Ishikawa speaking now. So as I realize the difficulty of your site. So, but sometimes in many cases, the fisherman judges which is beneficial for them. So if we provide some ideas or some information for beneficial for them, we can maybe, it's a maybe, it's not sure. there are some rules to share their ideas and collaboration with them. This I conduct some in the other countries. Also, I think in many cases, I think what's the beneficial for them. That's starting the point. Not for control, try to control fast. It's very difficult sometimes. How to improve their life, that should be the one starting point when we're planning to some additional management. It's a better, I think that it's a better support to give some punishment for them. That's my comment.
Thank you very much,
Okay.
Professor Ishikawa. Yes.
Thank you, Doctor, for your feedback. But actually, there's no rule to give them punishment. If you employ some punishment, he can show you also. That's the problem.
Okay, I appreciate for your hard work, daily hard work.
Yes, we are facing a very tough time with them. So it's not possible to just give a punishment and there is no rules actually prohibit this this action or this what they are doing. So if you want to implement some rules and you want to punish them, they can show you in the court that there's no rules to stop them of doing this. That's we have big problem that we don't have fast and hard rules to implement.
Yeah, Mr. Sabri, during this training course, I think it was Mr. Ishikawa who introduced the basic idea of blue economy, and one of the main key topic is the co-management. So the idea of the co-management of is to work together with the fishermen and think themselves about the rules. I mean, what kind of management rules is necessary. It's instead of giving instructions from the government, work together with fishers and so that they can come up with rules that they think necessary. I think that's one of the basic ideas of the co-management. But anyways, since we are a little bit behind the time, maybe if there's one last comment or questions, we listen to it. And otherwise, we move on to the next presentation. So are there any comments and questions? No? Okay, so thank you very much, Mr. Sabri, for your presentation. Thank you.
Okay, welcome. It's my pleasure.
Okay.